In a quiet valley where rivers sang to the forests and stars touched the rooftops, there lived two young men, Veer and Ishaan. Born the same year, in the same village, they were friends, rivals, and brothers in spirit. Their souls burned with the same fire, the fire to become something more. One night, as the village slept under a moonlit sky, both had a strange dream. A sage, ancient and glowing, appeared and whispered the same words to both. "Climb the sacred mountain. At its peak lies your true destiny." They awoke at dawn, restless and awakened. When they shared their dreams, they knew this wasn't coincidence. It was a calling. The sacred mountain stood beyond the 7 hills, wrapped in mist, crowned in snow. Many had spoken of it. Few had dared. Fewer had returned. Yet something deep within them said, "Go." So they prepared. Veer took the eastern trail, wide, smooth, and filled with travelers. It was the popular path, loud with ambition and crowded with noise. Ishaan chose the western trail, narrow, rocky, and silent. It wasn't the obvious choice, but something about the quiet path pulled at his heart. They promised to write to each other, letters that would travel through monks and messengers, across hills and time. In the beginning, Veer moved quickly. His legs were strong, his will sharper than the wind. He crossed the first 2 hills in days. He wrote, "Brother, I feel unstoppable. This path is fast and full of energy. You must try it one day." Ishaan's journey was slower. The rocks slowed him, and he often stopped to listen to rivers or help a stranger lift a fallen cart. He replied, "Veer, I haven't gone far, but I met an old shepherd who taught me the names of the winds, and yesterday I learned how to read the sky." Veer chuckled reading the letter. "Winds? The sky? What will that give him? I'll be at the top before he finishes crossing the 3rd hill." But Ishaan's steps, though fewer, were rooted in stillness, and Veer's, though fast, were chasing something he couldn't yet name. Weeks passed. Months turned like pages in a book. One day, deep in the forest, both Veer and Ishaan, on opposite trails, encountered the same strange thing, a mirror. But not just any mirror. This mirror showed not your reflection, but your friend's journey. Veer looked and saw Ishaan sitting beside a small campfire, sharing food with strangers, meditating under starlight. Ishaan looked and saw Veer racing ahead. Standing atop a high ridge, Ishaan wondered, "Why do I feel so small when he's already so high?" For the first time, their hearts became restless. Doubt whispered in their ears, and comparison, silent and sharp, entered their minds. From that day, Veer slowed down, trying to be more spiritual. He wore robes, lit incense, spoke like monks, though his heart didn't understand the silence. Ishaan, in turn, began pushing harder. He skipped breaks, avoided people, walked faster, even when his feet bled. They were no longer walking their own paths. They were chasing shadows. Seasons changed. Rivers rose and dried. Birds migrated and returned. Veer arrived at a shimmering temple built on the 5th hill. Monks greeted him. One offered him a potion. "Drink this, and you'll leap 5 mountains, but it will weaken your spirit." Veer hesitated, then drank. In a flash, he reached heights others took years to climb. People admired him. He had followers, attention, applause, But inside, something felt empty. He couldn't sleep. His laughter sounded forced. His heart was heavy with questions. Ishaan, meanwhile, struggled. His path took him through floods, drought, loneliness. He missed home. He cried in silence. But along the way, he helped a woman give birth, saved a deer from a trap, and learned from every villager, sage and storm he met. He was slow, but something inside him was growing stronger than steel. Years passed, and finally, both reached the base of the summit, the final stretch to the top. Veer arrived with fanfare, golden robes, flags, supporters. Ishaan came alone, holding nothing but a wooden staff and a quiet smile. They stood on opposite sides of the final climb. The sky thundered. The peak shimmered like a crown. And then a voice echoed from the heavens. "Show me your heart, and I shall reveal your destiny." Veer stepped forward. "I have climbed faster than anyone. I have followers, fame, power. I conquered the mountain." The voice asked gently, "And what have you become?" Veer paused. The echo rang in his soul. He didn't know the answer. He looked behind and saw the faces cheering for him, but not knowing him. He looked within and found noise. Ishaan stepped forward. His voice was soft. "I have no riches. I walked slowly. I fell, rose, wandered. But I listened, served, and learned. I became a student of life." The sky opened. The mountain glowed. "You have climbed not just the mountain, but yourself," the voice said. "For the highest summit is not the peak above, but the truth within." The peak disappeared in light. When they descended, the world had changed. Veer returned home and began teaching children. He shared stories, not strategies, wisdom, not pride. Ishaan returned as a silent sage. He planted trees, sat with the dying, sang with the young, and both whispered to those who asked, "Comparison is the shadow that dims your light. Walk your path, trust your pace. The sun never rushes to shine before the stars. Your time will come, if only you stay true." So tell me now, dear listener, are you walking your path or chasing someone else's? Because the mirror is not your measure. The mountain is not the race, and your journey is yours alone. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. The sun and the moon shine at their own time. You are not late. You are not behind. You are on your way, and your path is sacred. Dear friends, please like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thank you.